Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful show today. It's your boy, Prosper Michael from Prime Media TV. And of course, you know how we do it here. We always make sure you get the gist of the day as it's happening around the globe and Nigeria in particular. We're going to be paying attention to most of the headlines uh, in Nigeria today from the Punch, Vanguard, and Chinese, of course. And today, starting making the first headlines is about the demolition of Rivers House of Assembly. So there was a demolition in that area, and the governor has also taken responsibility of that demolition. That the building the structure wasn't fit for meeting anymore. So as a result, there was a need to demolish the place. So government justify assembly demolition says complex not suitable for legislative business, and the PDP direct legal advisors to sue defectors. Governor Fubara, afraid of his shadow, says the APC. So there's been this rock and roll. Let me use the word rock and roll, ups and down in the rivers, where 27 people defected from PDP to APC, and now their seat have been declared vacant in that area. And so the remaining members are five or thereabouts are attempting to the budget from the governor. So it's a big shaking issue in that environment. Of course, we also see that the federal government, the minister saying that the federal government does not have hands in all the issues rocking rivers, because people believe that because of the minister Wike being a PDP member, at the same time working with the federal government, that maybe there's this possibility of federal government having hands in the issues troubling that region. But now we have the minister saying that the federal government does not have hands in whatever is happening in rivers. So you can see that story on the Punch news for today. Today's been Thursday. You see the story there, and you can get to see the details of that story from that newspaper. Then, of course, moving on, we also see that looking at the economy right now, presently, we see the NAPCL not transparent on subsidy dollar revenues. World Bank says this. So I'm going to read the story quickly so that you're able to get a bit background of this event. Then the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited is not transparent about the financial gains from fuel subsidy removal. The World Bank has disclosed this. This extends to subsidy areas that are still being deducted and the impact of subsidy removal on federal revenue or federation revenues. The bank noted. So the Washington base made this call in the East Nigeria Developmental Update, December 21st. So their concern is that there's no transparency in the subsidy removal. Then we also see the World Bank saying that the Nigerian economy has actually the poverty line has increased. Over 104 Nigerians are 104 million Nigerians are below poverty line. We see that in the recent subsidy removal and all that has actually impacted the livelihood of average Nigerians. So the economic reforms, Nigerians under poverty line rises to 104 million. You can see that story on the Vanguard. And they said, based on that story, that the reason was because of the subsidy, petrol subsidy removal, and some other fiscal policies that was taken by the current administration. So there has been a serious decline from 82.9 million in 2019. Then now with 2021, we have 100 million Nigerians below poverty line. Then now we have 104 million Nigerians actually on the below poverty line in the country. So let's move on to the next story that talked about still on Vanguard. That talked about Kaduna aero bombing. Defense headquarters sets up 8-man investigative panel to investigate the reason why such bombing took place and who was responsible with the mix-up and all that. And so the 8-man panel committee has been set up by the defense headquarters to ascertain this. don't know why that bomb actually exploded and killed a lot of people in that place. More than over 80 people were killed in that bombing. Then, of course, still moving on, let's look at still on the Vanguard. We see that Kaduna bomb survivors deny court action against the federal government. So there was this story that was sketching during the week that the survivor have initiated a court proceeding suing federal government for some amount of money. But now we see the survivors saying, though they have not engaged any lawyer to seek for any such amount of money, that they are happy that the governor of the state is taking responsibility, treating those people, the survivor, free medical treatment and some other things. And they also believe that the government have a better plan to ensure those survivors are taken care of and good condition, so that they have not initiated any suit against the federal government, that the lawyer was just on his own. So based on the story, the imam of the other community said he has not engaged any lawyer to do anything of such nature. And the Christian leader in that environment also said the same thing. So the story is from Vanguard. You can see that they have not asked any lawyer to stand in for them to pursue any case against federal government for the bombing, because the investigation, the 8-panel setup is still ongoing to ascertain the cause of that incident. Unfortunate incident anyway, because what they expect to do was to actually hunt down bandits and Boko Haram, not to actually be dropping bomb on the innocent villagers in that environment. Okay, so we still have more stories to before we round up this show today. Of course, police is giving tips to everyone on how they can ensure that they don't get caught in the current, because the festive period, a lot of issues are happening. So the police shares safety tips with Nigerians on how you can go about your daily activities. Among those tips is that you have to schedule your meeting. Don't be too early to go out, and at the same time, don't be too late to come in. So you can go out by 8, and by 2 p.m., you should ensure you are back to your residence to avoid the story that touches. Okay, that story is on Punch newspaper. You can see all them. So yeah, advising everyone, remove titles from your position, honorable, chief, and all that, to avoid the people or this criminal trailing you. And then, of course, don't drink and drive, so that you'll be able to know who you are going and where you're coming from. They don't fall into the hand of them. Technically, it's a hot period where a lot of criminal activities take place. So the police are actually advising everyone to be very careful the way they move about in this festive period. So we're just going to move on to the next story, where, of course, NAS, this China's now, this story is on China's, when NAS reject judiciary budget, gives ministers 24 hours to make appearance. So the NAS Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on Wednesday unanimously rejected the judiciary budget. It also gave the Minister of National Planning, Senator Atiku, and DG Budget Office, Ben Akaboize, 24 hours to appear before it over poor budgetary allocation to the Nigerian judiciary, an act they believe compromises their independence and ability to effectively function. The judiciary has been allocated 5.8 billion naira for capital expenditure and 8.8 billion for recurrent expenditure in the 2024 budget. This is according to Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, who had appeared before the Senate Committee on Judiciary a few days ago to seek additional funding. So there you have it. So the National Assembly has said no. This allocation has rendered the judiciary that it is too much. They should come and explain why they be giving such allocation. 5.3 and 8.8 billion. That's a lot of money. We put all that together, amount of above 10 billion for the judiciary. So they are saying no. Come and explain this. This is not how it should be. It makes the judiciary to be kind of dependent on the federal government, which also they are not comfortable with. So that's ongoing. people are thinking, is there kind of compensation for the election that took place and the court proceeding that people believe there was big bottle by a place or I don't judiciary. In the long run, the election, the judgment went in favor of that government, the favor of the Mr. Tinubu and others. Now we are seeing a bogus budget for the judiciary, which the NAS are really paying attention to and asking for proper explanation to that effect. So now we also see that story from that same channel talking about NLC fourth federal government plan TCN restructuring. According to the NLC, this is more of making it easier for the elites and making it difficult for the average Nigerians. That there is a different word from what it is. There is no different from what it has been. That they are not comfortable. So the federal government, through the BPE, announced its plans to sell off 40% shares of the government in electricity distribution companies in the capital market in 2024. So now we see that the unions displeased the analysis that said, no, this is wrong. And this will also cause a lot of hardship on average Nigerians. And you can see the details of that story on the Chinese online platform. So there you have it. And right now we are gradually drawing to a close. But before we go to this one more story, then we'll cut the story is that you can go to remy.com.ng and buy whatever you want to buy, and it will be delivered to you wherever you are. And also, you can be a seller. You can sell the platform to register as a seller right now. It currently, as I talked to you today, is free. You can register for free and load up your products. And of course, there are potential buyers in that site. And of course, you're a buyer. Look at those beautiful stuff. And this Christmas period, you don't want to be caught in traffic and in a ever busy market. Just go online, look for the item you want to buy, then place your order. Within 3 days in Lagos State, it gets to you. Within 7 days after Lagos, you also get your item. So from me, Prosper Michael, and my able producer, James and James. I have James and James in the studio. So behind the camera, behind the console. So it's going to be bye for now.